What if Joel had never met his tragic end in The Last of Us Part 2? Imagine a world where that fateful encounter never happened and the story took a dramatically different turn. How would this single change ripple through the lives of every character? The original story was defined by loss, vengeance, and the cycle of violence. But with Joel alive, the narrative could shift toward healing, forgiveness, and the struggle to find hope in a broken world. Joel's survival would profoundly affect Ellie. Instead of being consumed by grief and revenge, she might have the chance to rediscover purpose and connection, guided by Joel's presence and wisdom. Joel's death was the spark that ignited Ellie's all-consuming quest for revenge, setting her on a path of destruction. But if he had survived, that fire might never have been lit. Instead, Ellie could focus on rebuilding relationships, with Joel, with Dina, and even with herself. The trauma of loss would be replaced by the challenge of healing and learning to trust again. Abby's motivation, so deeply personal and brutal, was fueled by her own loss. If Joel had lived, her story might have shifted, perhaps focusing more on survival, or even the possibility of reconciliation. Imagine Abby and Ellie, no longer locked in a cycle of revenge, but instead, forced to confront their pain, and find new meaning in a world that demands constant adaptation. Joel could continue to be Ellie's mentor and protector, guiding her through the dangers and complexities of a fractured world. His experience would offer her not just survival skills, but emotional support and a sense of stability. Their relationship could evolve, Ellie learning to forgive, Joel seeking redemption for his past choices, and both striving to build a future that breaks the cycle of violence. The world itself might feel less oppressive, with moments of hope shining through the darkness. Communities could begin to rebuild, and the focus could shift from revenge to restoration. The themes of forgiveness, healing, and the possibility of redemption would take center stage, offering a more optimistic vision for the future. Of course, Joel's survival wouldn't erase the pain of the past. Both he and Ellie would still have to confront their traumas and the consequences of their actions, but together, they could begin to heal, finding strength in each other and in the hope that even in a shattered world, something good can endure. The Last of Us Part 2 is a story about the cost of survival and the scars we carry. In this alternate reality, it could also be a story about forgiveness, growth, and the power of second chances. Imagine a world where hope, against all odds, ultimately wins out. Where the cycle of violence is finally broken, and the future is shaped by compassion instead of revenge. What do you think would happen if Joel had survived? How would the story, the characters, and the world itself change? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. We can't wait to hear your creative ideas. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more thought-provoking gaming what-if scenarios and in-depth video game analysis. Thanks for watching, and remember, in every story, there's always another path to explore.